Alright, another one for today. This is a 1992 Lakewood Model 200, or 200i. This one I've had for the majority of the time I've been collecting, and it was actually one of my first Lakewoods. I got this one, and then I had a Kmart 3rd Gen. Those were actually the first two that I still have that were the original fans to this whole mess of a collection I have now. But this one I got from my dad's house. Back when, before, I kind of just quit talking to him for personal reasons that I'm not going to get into on this video. But this fan was in my old bedroom, which I don't know where it actually came from. I guess he told me that it came from my brother or somebody, or he found it or whatever. I don't remember how it ended up there, but I don't remember him ever having it before I found it. And so I was like, hey, what you gonna do with that old box fan in the bedroom? And he was like, I don't know. You want it? And I was like, sure, I'll take it. So I took it home with me when I went back to my mom's. And it's been in my collection ever since. The fan actually died at one point. I put a Toastmaster motor in it, so technically it has the stator from a Toastmaster in it. And the shells are the original Lakewood shells that were with the fan when I got it. But everything else is pretty much original, I believe. This grill has that one spot missing. It's got the banana blades. It's a 3-speed, like all of these were. It's a regular old Lakewood handle. Still has that sticker on there. Here's the back of it. I remember at one point I rewired the cord because the original one shorted out or something. So that's what all this mess is right here. Got the freaking, what those zip ties holding on now. What I believe is wire nuts holding right there. You got that wire knotted right there. I don't remember how I did this. I think what I actually did was when I put the new motor in, I don't remember how I did it, honestly. I think what had happened was the cord shorted out and I put a new one in it. Somehow managed to get the grommet out and back in and rewired the cord from where, like right there, all the way out. And I wire knotted it, zip tied it, and apparently electrical taped it. I think originally it was just electrical tape, so I redid it at some point and added the zip tie and the wire nuts. So yeah, that's the story behind that. This is the motor. It's the bigger Zip McMillan motor that they quit using around 1993. So this was kind of the last year of it. And this back grill's seen some damage over the years. Like, I believe it fell and hit something at my old house, or somewhere along the lines it fell and hit something and broke out these 3 slats somehow. But other than that, the back grill's in decent shape. I do believe I repainted the inside because it was getting rusty. I repainted the bottom of it. So yeah, this fan's been around the block a few times, and it's still kicking. So here's high. I do believe I gave this to Nate for a little while, and then I got it back. So yeah, here's high. And it still runs pretty good. About as good as I remember it running. Since it has the Toastmaster motor, it has that like hum to it now. Because for some reason, whenever you find Toastmasters, the motors always hum. and I don't know why. This one runs pretty good. Starting to get that old motor smell. Actually runs pretty nice. Good medium. Good running fan. It does have that hum to it. If you can hear it. It's not as loud as most of them, but you can kind of hear it. More audible out here. And low. And I believe this was my bedroom fan for quite a while. No motor hum on low, just on medium. Let's see if we can catch it on medium real quick. Back to high. And OFF spills off. I believe this thing has pretty good bearings in it. A lot of people used to say, oh, these fans have crappy bearings. I have never had a single problem with any of these. This one could probably stand a little bit more oil, but I mean, it's not that bad. But yeah, I mean, this is another Lakewood 3rd gen in a nutshell. These are among my favorite Lakewoods because they are pretty big childhood fans, and I had several growing up. When my grandpa passed away, he gave me the one he used in his living room, which I remember pretty fondly because when I would go over there, I used to mess with it all the time. And I had that one, and then I found another one when we moved to a trailer. It was like the beige version of this, and it had the brown sticker instead of the white one, which I have one of those now, which is another one I probably would never part with. And that one was pretty beat up, but the lady was taking it out of the shed, and when we were moving into the trailer, the landlady was cleaning out the shed, and she pulled that fan out, and I told my mom I wanted that fan. And I went over there and I asked her, I was like, hey, can I have that fan? She was like, here, take it. And I had ended up having a beat up 200i that was really dirty. And that was the very first box fan I ever cleaned. I took it all apart, cleaned up the blades. Didn't know how to oil them at the time, so I didn't do that. But I cleaned it up the best I could, and it turned out nice. And I had that fan for a long time, till it eventually quit working. And then I got a brace bladed Lakewood, which I do still have a soft spot for brace bladers. But when I started collecting fans again, I ended up with this one. I was like, holy crap, I got one of these again. The one my grandpa had died too, so there's that. So when I found this at my dad's, I was pretty stoked, and I was like, I gotta have it. So here it is. This is almost 10 years later, and I still have the darn thing. And I probably won't part with it. I tried to part with it, and it ended up coming back with me. So, away she goes. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.